Hey y'all, what's up? It's Saniyah, aka Miss JG. Hey y'all, what's up? It's Saniyah, aka Miss JG, and I know it's been a long time coming. My voice crackles, and that is attributed to a lot of reasons, some of which I'll talk about later in the future, some of which I'll explain right now. I had a sinus infection end of August going into the beginning of September. I had to go to an ENT about some blockage between my I forgot what the name of the tube is called. I'm just gonna put the name of it on the screen. I had to take steroids. I had to take steroids for that, and I was going through a lot with that. My junior year is starting, and I don't know what type of piss the junior year air had in it, or whatever you want to call it, but this semester, oh my gosh, like I just want to get it over with as quickly as possible, almost as soon as I started it. It's also a part of the reason why I haven't been here in a while is because, you know, as you can see, I have a car, so I finally have a quiet place to film. But the problem with, you know, having a car is that when it comes to finding, you know, the right location that's not showing like too much of my background, that's not showing too many cars in the back or whatever else, like it gets a little challenging. So I'm in a place now so I could just, you know, I can just talk uninterrupted, but before it wasn't, you know, really like that. And you also have to film at the right time of the day. I know if you guys are watching this visually, you can see it is nighttime, but I would have wanted to film more in the day. But hey, my car light works just fine. Hopefully y'all can see me. Maybe this adds a little bit more of a mystique, a little bit more of an allure, who knows. Anyway, this story time, if you guys, depending on what I title it, it's going to be the time I put my guy friend and my boyfriend in a group chat and made them duke it out. And I want to start the story time off by saying, do not be me. Do not be me. And do not think that what I'm doing is something I'm proud of, or think that it's something that I would do again. Just because I'm laughing or because I'm explaining my logic from then doesn't mean that I would agree with it now. This story time happened when I was in my freshman year of college, when I was 18. I'm about to be 21 this coming January, so completely different mind space, completely different headspace I'm in. I haven't talked to any of the people involved in these story times in years. No bad blood, but just see no reason to. Let's get started, because you know I hate to dilly-dally. So a little bit of background. When I was 18, I worked at this seafood restaurant from the winter of my senior year all the way up until about a couple weeks before I started college. Now, one of the reasons I quit this job was because I was going to be starting college in a whole different city. It would have been too much for me to have to commute back and forth from where I'm going to school to where this restaurant was. It wouldn't have been fair on the people working at the restaurant that had to schedule around me going to school. It wouldn't have been realistic for me to schedule around going to school, because at that time I did something that I have never done since, which is take classes for 4 days a week. 4 days a week. Never again. But 18-year-old Saniyah, freshman year of college Saniyah, is completely different than junior year Saniyah. You're lucky if you catch me on campus 3 days a week. So at this job, I'm gonna give you a little peek of my dating history, which is going to be very sparingly, so pay attention. At this point, I have not dated anybody in about a year. Like the last time I was in a relationship was like 2020, before this relationship, so 2020. And then, like, you know, I took a break from like dating, you know, COVID happened, all that. And, you know, here, you know, I meet one of my coworkers. We're going to call this coworker Wizard Kelly. His name is going to be Wizard Kelly. And the reason I'm going to be calling him Wizard Kelly is because Wizard Kelly is about a foot taller than me. He is like, I've never put him on my social media. I've never put him in, like, I don't even think I've taken a picture with him, actually. So I don't have any like reference other than seeing him in person as to what this man looks like, which means y'all don't have a reference for what he looks like either. So because he is a mystery. Nobody actually knows what Wizard Kelly looks like. We're gonna call him Wizard Kelly. So I developed a crush on Wizard Kelly, but I'm like, I have this rule, and I still have this rule, which you guys should develop too, which is to not date your coworkers. It gets extremely messy to start dating coworkers, even if things are going well, because things are going well, y'all are all up under each other. It can affect the way you're doing your job. Yeah, blase, blase. And then let's say y'all break up, it makes everything awkward. Y'all don't want to be around each other. And it's almost like when y'all want to be together, your shifts are never aligned. One person's always working, the other person's always at home, so your schedules don't align. But then when y'all break up, all of a sudden everybody wants to schedule y'all at the same shift. It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a dumpster fire. So personally, I do not recommend it. However, I've known people to find their husbands. Is it snowing? Anyway, I've known people to find their husbands. It's really snowing. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, I get so distracted. I've known people to find their husbands and wives at work and all that, find their bestest friends at work. My mom met one of her best friends at work. So don't say that this isn't 100% rule, but this is just a rule that me personally, I follow for myself, because I do not want to shit where I eat. So my plan was always to make a move on Wizard Kelly after I quit, or after I was about to quit. It's actually good that I did it this way, because at the time Wizard Kelly was also in another relationship, and I was finishing up high school, so I wasn't really in a position to be dating at that time either. We didn't even have a prom for our senior year, so we wouldn't really have we didn't have places for us to really go as a couple. So if I were to break my rule, I'd be breaking it for no reason. So it's good that I did the way I did. And yeah, so around I said I would quit around the time that I was about to start college. So about a week after that, we start dating, and things are going swell, things are going swimmingly. He went to a different school than me. He was a year older than me, so he was already in college when I had met him. So he was going back to school at that time, but it was online because, again, COVID. And I was going to school in person, and I go to school in state, so it was just a matter of taking a train there and all that. So we're dating, blase blase, and freshman year of college was a very interesting time. If you guys have watched my shorts, because I did post shorts on here, but those were pretty old, you will have seen that I almost got involved in a cult. Can I say it on YouTube? A cult. This is when I started getting involved in the school group chat and little stuff like that, trying to look for friends. I re-downloaded Snapchat, even though I despise Snapchat and all of that. So just to talk to people. That winded up being a dumpster fire. But one of the people in the chat actually winds up DMing me saying, oh, are you from the university group chat, yada yada. I'm gonna give this person a name. Let's call him Drew, and I'm gonna explain why I call him Drew later, but let's call him Drew. So Drew is one of the people that's in my university's group chat, and we all put our Instagrams in the chat, hence why we are able to DM each other and all that. So he DMs me, and just talking oh, you go here, what are you majoring in? I go here, I do this, da 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 da, right? Talking every now and again, blase blase. And I have always been one of those people who have had a lot of difficulty figuring out whether or not people liked me. I've gotten better with it with age and with listening to my intuition and things like that. But when I was younger, especially high school, well, I was in college when this story took place, but when I was young, that, you could literally be throwing out all the feelers, all the signs, all whatever, and I'll just be sitting there this person is really nice, I don't get it, and all that, not having a clue in the world that this person has a crush on me. And in this situation, it was kind of the same way, because I've had guy friends in the past. I'm not one of those people who's you can't be friends with the opposite sex, because one of them always want to catch a feeling, right? I've had guy friends, and I still do have guy friends now, but it's just a matter of knowing how to keep that boundary, how to keep that thing that separates being in a relationship versus being friends intact. And also just a matter of just y'all not being attracted to each other. I'm not attracted to any of my guy friends. I'm pretty sure my guy friends aren't attracted to me, and that's we like it that way. And with this situation, I figured it was the same thing, but he would throw out little feelers every now and then. I was ducking it because I had a boyfriend, and I want to say he asks I think he asks something. I'm gonna put like, because I saw the messages, I'm gonna put like what like happens, but then I wound up saying, oh, I have a boyfriend, and he was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm thinking, oh, okay, we dated that, so go back to being friends. Do not do that. Don't. If a person expressed romantic interest in you, even if it's in the tiniest little bit of capacity, oh, you got a boyfriend, start to distance yourself from that person. And I'm not even trying to be funny when I say that, but like, what ended up happening to me is a reason why, because if a person is not just going to stop having feelings for you simply because you say, oh, I have a boyfriend, or oh, I have a girlfriend. Think about it in terms of yourself. Like, you've had crushes, like some of y'all watching probably have crushes on people who've had wives and husbands and boyfriends and girlfriends, but that doesn't stop you from having a crush on said person. However, what keeps it appropriate is hopefully you're not making moves on these people, right? And I feel like making a move on somebody who is in a relationship that you know is in a relationship is disrespectful. However, looking back with me, he could also, like my boyfriend at the time, could also perceive my actions to be disrespectful because I was friends with the person who like technically was like throwing out a feeler. And I was like, even though I wasn't entertaining it, I was still friends with the person. And now me being older, me looking back, I'm like, okay, I would not be cool if a person I'm dating now would entertain or even like continue a conversation with a girl who's expressed romantic interest in him in the past and has not changed that stance since. So, continue being friends, continue, talking, whatever. Me and my boyfriend, we're still dating, and it happens again where he was like, okay, it took me a while, but I found the original DMs, and I'm gonna put them up on the screen. I'm gonna blur out, important information and stuff like that, of course. But little known thing about me, I am the receipt queen. I do not delete messages. I am not. It sounds obsessive, but honestly, I don't like misremembering information. And I don't like saying things that didn't happen or not the way they happened. So I like having the direct reference so I could directly reference it and then it could jog my memory as to what happened. So he started off this message on a lovely fall day saying, it's hard to believe. I said, what? That you got a man. And I said, well, seeing him make you believe that? And he like, I don't know, maybe. And I sent the same emoji back, like, I don't know what to tell you. And he's like, you ain't show me, so I don't know either. Same emoji back. And I don't even know why I said, would seeing him make you believe it? I don't know. I think I was like on some like vibe of like, oh, like, I don't know what made me say that, but I was like, at the time, I really thought I was doing something with that response, but I really thought that like, the idea of even him coming into like contact with him would be like, make him back off, whatever. So I said, I don't have any pics of him, which is true because I didn't. And he said, oh, if he ugly, sis, I'ma just say that. Oh, damn. I think he meant to send, oh, damn. So, oh, damn, if he ugly, sis, just say that. And I was like, nah, fuck you. Like, come on. Like, don't call my man ugly. Like, don't call my man ugly. Like, come on, stop. Like, I know this whole, like, I'm trying to shoot my shot, but don't call my man ugly. Especially if your goal at the end of this is for me to, I don't know, like, dump him and I don't know. Like, and again, I don't have no bad blood with anybody in this story. Like, this is not me of 2023 Saniyah saying this. This is Saniyah of 2021 saying this. So again, remember that. Like, that ain't adding up. You don't got a picture of your man. I said, I'll do better than a picture. This is where the story heats up. This is where the story heats up. And he said, oh, word? And I said, see. And he said, ooh, what I did was, oh no. I put him in a group chat, an Instagram group chat with my boyfriend. So my boyfriend can be like, what's up? Like, stop talking to my girl. Like, I wanted that type of energy. Like, because in 18-year-old Saniyah's mind, I'm thinking he's gonna get scared and be like, oh, nah, I mean. I'm thinking that it's gonna happen. But 18-year-old Saniyah is an idiot Because what 18-year-old Saniyah doesn't realize, if I'm saying that I have a man and he's continuing on with these comments, he's not gonna care if this man over Instagram is gonna be confronting him. Like, for all he knows, I'm making up this profile myself and I'm going back and forth and doing all of that. I had to scroll all the way back to 2021 to find screenshots of these messages. And you know how I said I'm the receipt queen, right? So I have screenshots of all the messages between us in the group chat. And the reason I did that is because I found out this year in 2021 that if somebody deletes an Instagram message in like Instagram, it just deletes the message for everybody. So if I send you a message and I press unsend, or if I press unsend, it just unsends the message from my phone too. Like, if I delete the message, I still have the message, but if I unsend the message, then it says, oh, this message has been unsent by a sender or whatever. So I didn't want any of that happening. So I'm like, okay, let me just have everything, so I could have, like, you know, some type of like receipt, right? So I say, boyfriend meet Drew, Drew meet boyfriend, and he's waves in the chat. He's like, he's like, oh, bro must be asleep. And then my boyfriend's like, what's up? And I believe I told him before, like, hey, this guy I'm cool with, like, you know, he's trying to make a pass at me, and I kept trying to tell him I have a man, and, you know, whatever. I forgot whether I told him before or after. I'm probably gonna cut it into here, but I did wind up telling him that that's what the situation was, which is another thing of me. Even if I didn't blindside him, that is a very awkward position to put my boyfriend in, and that is very fucked up of me. That was very fucked up of me. I should not have done that. So he was like, what school you go to? He puts the school he goes to, but he says he's going to school online. He puts like screenshots of our messages and whatever, and he says, whoa there, I thought this was a friendly conversation. And he puts like this, like, he's starting like putting memes in the chat. He was saying, all right, bro, dead ass, fuck off and stop. And he says, and Drew's like, or else I can't have a conversation. And my boyfriend says, if she says stop, you gotta stop. Drew says, I ain't even make a move, I just asked a simple question. And my boyfriend says, and you got your answer, now stop. And Drew was like, stop talking to her? This is not funny. And Drew was like, stop talking to her? And my boyfriend's like, no, stop breathing, fuck you think, stop talking to her. Drew was like, I don't know if he read it weird or whatever, but Drew was like, bro, I can't breathe. Let's be for real. We established you her man, and that's fine, but that ain't gonna stop me from talking to her, and you can take that how you want to take that, bro. Ain't nothing to be insecure about. But ain't nothing to be insecure about what I said, but that's up to you. Props to you for being a great boyfriend. Have a great night, y'all. And dips, right? Then, you know, the chat is pretty much done. And I then go to my boyfriend, I'm like, look, I'm sorry for putting you in that situation, because I wanted to tell my mom what happened, and my mom was like, Saniyah, that was extremely immature. You should not have done that. That is not okay at all. Like, not only did you put him in an awkward position, but it makes it seem like you're playing games and like you're trying to seek a reaction, and that's very messy. You're not a messy person. Don't do that. Da 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 da. And, you know, mom, you're right. And I wind up apologizing to him, and my boyfriend wasn't too angry about it. He didn't like curse me out or anything, but, you know, it winds up, you know, being somewhat cool after that. And we do wind up breaking up shortly after that, not because of the situation, but just because, like, you know, like, getting into a relationship when you are just starting college, in my opinion, is not the best move to make, especially when y'all both go to different schools. And he, even though he was doing school online, his school was in a different state, so his intention was always to at one point go back to that different state, and my intention was to stay here and like take whatever like travel abroad opportunities that I would be able to take. And our lives are going in pretty different directions, and it just wasn't fair to each other to keep the relationship going, and we just ended it. But we ended it on at least for me, like, pretty good terms. Like, there was no, you know, fighting, no cussing, no name calling, no nothing like that. I still wish him well. The dude Drew in the story time, oh yeah, and the reason I called him Drew is because he had sent like a Drewski meme in the chat. So Drewski, but he had sent a Drewski meme in the chat, and he was like, just being a clown. I wish, you know, Drew in the story well as well. We haven't talked since. And I'm not making this video to be like, oh yeah, I hope we all could, like, all become the best of pals again and whatever else. But I am just making this as a lesson for a lot of y'all watching this who may be younger than me, who are maybe in y'all, like, mid-teens, like 14, 15, 16, or even in college, starting out college. When you're in these relationships, when you're in these types of situations, you cannot be immature despite your age. You can't go around playing games thinking it's cute. Being toxic is not cute. Taking people's feelings around the mulberry bush is not cute. When you have boundaries with people, make sure you have those boundaries set in stone. When the new thing is standing on business, make sure you stand on business when it comes to your boundaries, when it comes to your sanity, when it comes to all of that, because if you don't, it will come back to bite you in the future. And you guys, like, some of y'all may be young adults watching this, and the earlier you start to learn how to set boundaries and learn how to navigate how to have good relationships with people, is the earlier you're going to learn just how to be a more well-rounded adult. And that will, at least I hope, make you have a better adult life moving forward. So yeah, that's my story time. I have a lot of editing to do. I have to go back to the house and edit. And yeah, see you guys when I see you guys.